Hello everyone, we're live right now. Gonna have a look at some modding today. Boo. Alright. So who's got some questions? And I will try to answer them. Just doing some work on the 3XX right now. My base path? What? I said what? What is going on here? I think that's it. There we go. Now we're in the right spot. All right, so let's see what we got with the cab action going on here. I don't want that one. That's better. All right, so that's the deck. So this is not what I want. I do not need the deck. I need... Hello, how are you? The trailer cables, that's what I'm looking for. That is what I want. Long 36, long. What's this one? Long lights, gotcha. Okay, you want to put a model in the game? Let me change where my chat's at so I can see what I'm doing. Put it right there. So you're looking to put a model in game. You're talking about a full model, like a whole trailer, or are you talking about like an accessory? Okay. Have you used Blender before to do something? Anything? Or is this your first time? Okay. Unfortunately, the two are very different. So you're basically going to have to unlearn everything that you learned for that. Let me turn on keys as well so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. The basics of Blender, yeah. No, I figured that's what you mean. So let's do this. I didn't change anything there, so we will... A new one. Don't save. Okay. So, base path up here. So I have my own modding hard drive, and I have a test one set up. This is the Aeromax that I did for the how to update a mod thing, so we'll just get rid of that. So name your mod. We'll say trailer new or something. Ah, better idea. Trailer Zach. Okay. Now this is where it differs from the old way. The old way you had to run through converter picks and you had to do all kinds of other stuff to get this to work how you wanted it. Now converter picks wrapper is in the game. In Blender, you load it up, it's right here. In addition to Blender tools, which you will also need. So this is the easiest way to do this. I'm going to explain it to you now. So we're going to change our base path over here. We're going to choose what we just did, which is the test folder and then trailer Zach. That's going to be our base. So now we have that up here. So we're good to go with our base path. Then you're going to import your trailer, whatever it is, your OBJ maybe, or if maybe it comes in blend format already, that's up to you to sort out, because they're all kinds of different, really. Do I have any OBJs in here? No, I don't. Oh, maybe I do. It's just taking forever. Let's see. Let's wait for it here. There we go. All right. So no trailers in there. Okay. So let's go here. I don't think there are any in here either. There we go. So this is the East Genesis from Corby, which I've already done, but I'll just show you how to bring it in. So here we are. Why are my keys not showing up again? Man, this thing, I'm telling you, they're not even on. Okie dokie. All right, so here's the East Genesis from Corby. Now, this depends on kind of how you want to approach this. If it's going to be ownable, there's a whole different way you kind of have to go about it. If it's going to be a trailer that you just pick up in the market, that's a different thing too, but most likely it's going to be ownable, I'm going to guess. So what we're going to do is this is where the easy way takes over. You also, just as a note, look up here on the top. You'll see the Y direction is facing this way, so the positive Y is this way. So this trailer is set up correctly already. SCS uses the Y forward, but most modelers make their trailers backwards, or what we consider backwards, but it's the game that's backwards. So make sure your Y is facing forward. So the front of the trailer should be at the positive Y. The back of the trailer will be negative Y. You're going to import converter pics right here. So that's going to bring up a window over here, and then we can go to your base. So you want to make sure that you have all your base SCS files available for you. For instance, here's my base. Always want to load your base up first. So select this base SCS and add the archive to the list right up here. So now we got that in the list, but that's not the one we want to open necessarily. In this case it is, because it has the ownable trailers in it. But if you wanted to open a truck now, you'd have to go back out, go to your trucks, pull your truck SCS file, and go from there. But because the ownable trailers in the game are already in the base, that's what we're opening. So import SCS model down on the bottom right, which you can't see because it's behind my face. Please stand by a moment. I'll do that. As you can see, it's right down here. So that's what we're going to import. So we import that. Now it comes up with this menu. Now you have to go find the trailer that you want to use. So in this case, we'd like to use a dump trailer, but you also have to remember that unfortunately, there are no ownable dump trailers. Of course, it just hid the window on me, which is super fun. So there's no ownable dump trailers, which makes it a little difficult to use anything other than another type of trailer. So what I would do is use a trailer that's approximately the same size. This I think is a 40 foot. So you can go into like the box trailer, whoops, and go to the chassis, and there's a 45. So you could probably get away with using that. So 45 spread axle, we'll say. That's the PMG I'm gonna open. What that's gonna do is it's gonna leave you with this. So why is that good? Well, it's good because it gives you everything that you need in the chassis. So you got your wheel nodes, you got your dust nodes, you know, like your rain coming off the tires, you got your shadow nodes, all the accessory nodes you want, and then you can just get rid of these parts that you don't need, but you want all the nodes. It's got the air cable, the electric cable, the hook, etc. So what we're going to do here is take all of this, and you can do it one of two ways. You can move all of this forward, or you can leave the SCS stuff where it is and then move your trailer backwards, if you understand what I'm saying. So G for grab, and then we're going in the Y direction. And I'm just going to kind of put it right there. And if you zoom in, you can kind of see they about line up. And you could probably go a little bit further forward, maybe. Again, doesn't have to be perfect, but that's how you're going to get everything to start with. So we're going to hide this. Now we can go through and get rid of the pieces that we don't want. We don't need any of this stuff because Corby has included it on his trailer. So you're just going to go ahead and delete that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need the legs. Those legs. Those legs. Now we're going to keep the shadow because that's something that you're going to need, and you don't have to do it again once you get this done. And then this plate can go. So all that we have left is the shadow underneath and the collision. Obviously the collision is important. You want to have that around. All right, so now we got our dump trailer ready to go. Now what you're going to do is you're going to start lining nodes up where things go. So he's got 2 electrical hookups here. So you're going to start going ahead and moving those all to where they go. Again, just using what I was doing before. So G for grab, and then the direction you want. So Y, or if you want to do G, Z, up and down, left or right is X. Couple of different things over here. You got chassis front left, rear bumper. So all these nodes are here. What we're going to do is we're going to go over here, go to here, go to your SCS tools panel, go to the collisions, and display methods, and you could do no faces. So then you just get the outlines, so you can see what's going on down here. So with the wheels, you're going to have to duplicate and rename them to get however many wheels you need. So in this case, this is R1 and R0, so we're going to grab Y, go backwards, probably grab Z, go down. Yeah, so you're just going to number them accordingly. If you know anything about Zmod, then you'll know what numbers I'm talking about. So this is 2 and 3. So we're going to grab Y, 3, grab Y, grab X, oops, X, that's not the right one, grab Z. Okay. So then I'm going to shift duplicate. Then this one's going to be R4. This one's going to be R5. Grab Y. So those are set. Now, a lot of these OBJs come as one material, so you're going to have to go through and separate them all. If they've been nice to you, you may see that over here, up in the top right, there's materials available. If there are, this is going to help you, because all you have to do is press Tab, go into edit mode, press P, and it's going to give you 3 options. So separate by selection, material, or loose parts. If you separate by selection, you haven't selected anything. So it's just going to produce the same part. Then press by material. Probably have to wait a minute for it to do, depending on how big the trailer is. Now it's split mine up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts. So these are going to be all the same materials, and depending on what you got from the modeler, you may have textures, you may not. As you can see, this is Corby, so it's got his logo on the side, which is pretty sweet. Now you're going to start applying these textures. You're going to make your aluminum. You're going to go over here and make your XP Gen East, whatever that material is. Your black, set that up. Your paintable option, stuff like that. So, for example, paintable option, we're going to go over here. Now you always want to rename these. So don't leave it as red paintable option. So you want to close that out, create a new material, call it like trailer paint or something somewhat descriptive. Then you're going to go over here to truck paint. Add vertex colors, always very important there. We've got a UV map. You're going to need 2 more after this, but this will still give you the paint option. Now, this is not going to give you any colored parts. So if you want to create a texture, you can go into UV editing, and you can create a new image. In this case, I want to create a white color, so I'm going to make it a smaller size, like 64 by 64, we'll call it white. Like that. Save as. We're going to go into our trailer Zach, go to I'm gonna have to create a new folder here because we don't want to save it in the SCS box. We want to save it under, so we'll say East Gen XP. And you can create another folder for the textures if you want in here. And you gotta save it as a TGA, so a Targa. And again, down the bottom here, we'll move this so you can see what I'm doing. So we're saving this as white TGA, save as image. All right. So now what? Well, now we've got something to pick. So vehicle, trailer owned, East Gen XP, textures white. So now, if I change to material mode, you'll see that that's white. You can also change the base paint color over here so you can see what it will look like as a different color. So if you want it red like that, that's what that's going to look like, red. Hey, Andrew. Now this is where it gets, you can get super fancy. So this is where you start doing your you're separating and choosing what pieces you want to be showing up in an AO bake, which I have an AO baking video, so you can go check that out. I'm not going to do that here. It takes a little bit longer time than we have. Now we're going to make an aluminum texture, and you don't have to use Blender to make these textures. You can make these textures in any program that you'd like for whatever painting and such. So now if we go again to UV editing, we're going to create a new image. I'm going to leave it the same size. We're going to call it aluminum. And it's going to be more of a gray. I believe it's around 0.53 something. And then like that. And then we're going to save that. Again, just like before, make sure it's in TGA, Targa. Okay, so now we have that available to us. So again, we're going to go over here. We're going to erase this. Call it aluminum. You can call it anything you want as long as it's not the original name. The reason why I delete these sometimes is sometimes Blender kind of puts its own settings under the preview and surface things like this here, and that can screw up what the SCS materials do. That way, if you totally blank them out, you're not going to have any information in this. So now we're going to go to aluminum. Can be two different types. So you can have diff spec add NV, which is adding the environmental, or you can have no Fresnel, which kind of makes it a little bit more chromy. So if you wanted like a really high polish look, you could do the no Fresnel. I'm going to do the add NV. And then we're going to pick the UV map. And then again, go through our vehicle trailer owned East Gen XP textures aluminum. So you can see the reflective nature there. And it's going to be even more pronounced in a moment. You can play with the environmental factor. That's going to give you what kind of reflection that you would like. So more is more reflection, less is less reflection. You can change the diffuse value. If you don't think that the texture is dark enough, you can just bring it down here. So I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. So that's on like a 0.8. And then we're going to go over to the black here. I think this is black. Yep. So we're going to wipe that again. We'll do East black. Diff spec. Add vertex color. Now here's the trick with doing black. I always suggest doing black with white. Why? I'll show you. Good. I hope it is helpful. It's going to be replayable, so you'll be able to watch it back if you need. Again, we're going to go in here, textures, choose white. Why am I choosing white for black? Well, because diffuse value is what gives you the color in the end. So you can change this diffuse value depending on what. So if you want a darker red than this, all you have to do is change the diffuse value in the SCS material. So if I go in here and I bring this right down, and you can get right to black like that. Or you can go up to gray, or you can go down to black again, or whatever you want to do. So that's why it's pretty powerful there, that diffuse value. And it's pretty handy for if you do an AO bake in black, you can get a little bit more depth when you do it that way, because it's not just pure black. Also on these, the specular is important. You can see how this is shiny. So you could have a shiny black tarp on the top, of course. But you can also bring that down, and you can see how it removes that sheen on it. So you can make it kind of flat if you want. I usually put it somewhere in the middle, so there's a little bit of shine, but it's not like looking in glass, if you will. So we're getting pretty close with this. Again, these are light textures. I don't have those handy, but essentially this is done. You just have the reflective parts here and your lights. The trick is with an ownable trailer, you have the ability to have a body and a chassis. Well, the texturing, this is just texturing to show you so this is texturing without baking, right? So this stuff is pretty easy. The hard stuff is the def work and things like that. So this is where like the ownable trailer part makes it a little bit harder, if you will. And I'll show you why. So you can do a number of different things here. You can make all of this the chassis. You can make the entire trailer the chassis. You can do a whole bunch of different things to make this work for you. But realistically, if you want it to be like realism police, then you're going to need to, because the Corbeil trucking is part of the body, you're going to want to go ahead and separate that out. So you're going to go like this. This is an important function up here, X-ray. That shows you what's on the other side. And your keypad also gives you an ISO view of everything that's on the trailer. So you're looking through the panels so you can see everything on the other side. So for instance, I don't want this on the chassis. Give me 1 second. All right, so I want to select all of this stuff because I don't want this, you know, this is part of the body, we'll say. And again, this is up to you. This is not something that you need to really be too anal about, depending on what you're looking to do. I don't know how this, oh, that's part of the handle, that's why. All right, so we'll include the handle. So now we're going to use that, our infamous button again. Oh, we got Corbe trucking back here, so we'll get rid of that. There. What do we get over here? Yeah, that's part of the body. So like I said, this is where it gets tricky, right? So you got to get the right angle, and you got to get all the parts you don't want on the chassis. And then we're going to Control L. Make sure that everything that we want is selected. And it looks like it is. So now we're going to press that famous button again, P. That's going to do by selection now. Okay, so now I got to bring back my thing here. Okay. So now we have these colored parts that are on the body, and these colored parts that are on the chassis. You can do the same with the body. As you can see, the lower part is all attached. So you can go like this. Selecting that, this front panel. How do you bake before textures? That's why I told you there's a video. Well, so a bake is just a texture. So when you bake something, I'll show you. It looks like, let's see. I think I have something in here. So that's what a bake looks like. So that's just a texture. If you're doing that to a body panel, you're just making it that truck paint value or that trailer paint that I made. And then you're just changing diffuse values if you want it a little bit darker, a little bit lighter, etc. And if it's fine the way it is, like it is here in this picture, all you're doing is creating additional UVs. And I also have a video for that as well, but I can show you UV real quick. Because we have some painted parts here. Is that more helpful or not more helpful? Okay. So here's our, if we go to UV editing again. Oh, it's Mr. J. You're up very late this evening, sir, if I do say. Oh no, it's only 10:42 for you. Fantastic. So this is what all of these painted parts look like. So this is what all these painted parts look like, and you can see the UV doesn't look very good there. So we're gonna create a new UV. So we're gonna go over here and go to UV map. So this is our first UV. We're gonna press plus. Now we get a 001. So if we go over here to 001, right? So we want to make sure we're on this. This is especially important. So if I do this and I'm in the UV map and this is already like something I've baked, so all these things are in the right order that I want, and then I rearrange this map, it's going to totally screw up everything I just did. So you always want to make sure that you're on the correct UV map. Again, Control Z is your friend, so make sure that you're using Control Z. Very, very useful tool. And screencast keys only works in one window. Love it. Love it. Okay. So we're on 01. What I'm going to do is go to UV, Smart UV Project. Yes. Okay. So what does this do? So this takes what you have in here and then maps it in a way that puts it on one sheet of paper, if you will. So it's not really helpful necessarily for paint, but it is very helpful for baking. So we could bake this from here. When you go, I use Text Tools. Other people use the one inside Blender. Text Tools is easier for me, so that's what I use. So in this case, I would say these are smaller parts, so I'd probably do like a 1024, and then I'd do like a baking, and then I'd go to 4x, and then I'd go to legacy, and then I'd say 64 samples, and then I'd say bake. Okay, so that would give me a texture up here of some sort. And then I could go ahead and apply it in here, the material window, under the trailer paint, and that's going to give me that additional depth, right, with the shadowing. So if I don't want to do that and I just want to use this for paint, so this is where it gets kind of fun, because if you have multiple painted parts, now I want this painted part and I want this painted part. Now if I look here, they're both named trailer paint. So what if I say trailer paint, and then I'm going to say, whoops, I'm going to copy this. This is a copy. So this copies exactly this material. And I do body. So now when I have this other trailer paint and now this trailer paint, come on. No, that's black. Oh, jeez. All right, here we go. So now if I press Control J, it joins the two things. That sounds like it's a problem, but it's not, because we have two materials and we can separate them again easily. So say later on you wanted to be able to paint the entire trailer. Now I've got the aluminum and this, and I press join. Now I've got 3. So what I can do is I can go like this, and I can make sure that I have an additional UV map. And if I want to make it paintable on the side, so a single side paint, so you can't put text on it because it will mirror, but I'll show you what this looks like. So if I do UV project from view, so now I have exactly the trailer, and I can shrink, expand, whatever you'd like here. You want to make sure that it stays within that square though. Like that. Okay, so that's how you make a UV, a paintable UV. You have to save it and export it in this way. Also, please use save as all the time to Blender file so you don't lose things. Very helpful. So now, watch this. I want the paintable UV, so then I just say export UV layout. Brings up this thing. I go over to mods. Test trailer Zach. I'll go outside trailer Zach. And we'll call it East Genesis Mod 01. We want it to be 4096 by 4096. Fill opacity of 25 is good. How long have I been this what? Oh, doing what? This trailer you're saying? Or Blender? So now you can paint. So you can make your paint job right on that trailer. Boom. Off you go. No, modding in general, I have been doing what they consider in some circles as text modding since 2015. I started doing this Blender business in like 2017, maybe. So there's your UV. So we've covered how to bake something, what it looks like, making a UV, how much longer are you going to be on, Jay? Because I want to show you that painting thing we were talking about. Yeah, painting thing. Yeah, Jay was asking about doing some RGB painting. So, you cool with a break for a minute, Zach? Okay. Again, just to give you more things to think about, this is where you start moving these nodes to where they go, right? Because your trailer cables are going to be in midair here if you don't move them, so they need to go down to their respective positions on these things here. Well, I hope this content is good enough for you, sir. All right, so let's go here. Let's see what kind of image I can open here. All right, so here's the 3XX. Here's the 3XX. Appreciate it, guys. Sometimes it doesn't feel like that, but been hitting some good numbers, some ridiculous numbers on YouTube recently, so some of you guys have found it for sure. So this is the template. So when we talk about RGB values, we talk about red, blue, green. Those aren't the primary colors in real life, but for computer programming, it's red, blue, green. Okay, so how you well, some of them are a little wonky for sure. Mine isn't. Mine could be a little bit better set up, but I appreciate it. Yeah, well, I got 3 in here that definitely want to learn, so I appreciate it. So the best way to explain this is basically it's almost like doing, it's exactly like doing light masks, which is kind of funny now that I think about it. So I'm just gonna do like, I think I even have a skin that is what I need. Let me think here. Hey, what's up, Blender? Open from file. Oh, this is gonna kill me. I know I have one in here. Is it under paint job? Can I just drag it in here? No, I don't have it. Hell. Okay. All right, so realistically, it's creating red, green, blue, and then alpha. Alpha is anything that you haven't touched with color. So in this case, it would be devoid of color. So what we would do is we would say, I want red, and like, I'm not good with thinking of designs. Like I can make lines. That makes me feel good. I can make a line, and all I have to do is use this friggin' thing to make it happen. All right. So, and it's not even drawing. Hold on. I'm on the background. So let's add another layer, and I gotta bring it all the way up here. Control click to top. Okay, there we go. So now I've got red, right? So I make a line that's not long enough. I mean, that's not thick enough. Okay. So like that. There's my red line. Now notice this is 25500. It's got to be like this. Gotta be. What's up, Sheepy Wan? how do templates work on a mod like this? Well, I've designed this template so you can remove stuff. So if you wanted to see only the 357 hood, you can uncheck all the other hoods. You just kind of got to go through the list and kick them out. Or 379 hood. So there's your 379 hood. That way you can see that, and then in game you just lock it to that hood using a suitable for. So we got our red, right? So this is pure red. There's no other color in there, and that's what you want. And you can separate these. So I could create a new. I could go up here and duplicate that. So I could say like, this is my red layer, and then this is my green layer, or whatever. So now we want to get rid of the red, add the green. So again, 0, 255, 0. We make another line because I'm very, very thoughtful about how good I am at these things. And then I save that or whatever, finish. There we go. And then I add another one to blue W, sure. Increase the blue again, 00255. So it's pure blue. Now I'm gonna do I'll do that on top of these. And that's just, that doesn't look good. Come on now. Come on. Get it close, would you? Okay. So now we have 3 changeable color lines on this, plus the white. Then, if you want, like I have the frame plate in here. So if you wanted the frame plate to be the same color, I gotta hold that shift, but you know my hand's not, you know, coordinated enough to make a straight line. Not with this mouse. So now if I stay on blue and I do this, okay? And I do this right here. And then I do that. So that means the frame plate is always going to match this top stripe. No matter what you do in that game, it's always going to match that. If I put these 3 stripes on top of this fender, these fenders right here, no matter what you do, anytime you change one of those colors, it's going to change on these fenders. So that's how you have to design for this RGBA skinning. Okay, so now if you go to, I'll actually bring up a truck to show you what it looks like. So once you've made that, Jay, you want to go into paint job. So that's asking for a mask. Okay, hold on. No, stop. Stop it. Color variant. They've made it like super complicated recently, so it's hard to get it. Okay, this is what it should look like. So you make that file. So you make that TGA, and then you make the TOBJ associated with it, and then the settings in there should be like this. Base color is your alpha. Okay. So this means B color is locked false. So that means you can change that color in the selector. Same with this. So all of these colors are changeable. It does not say the base color is locked either, so you should be able to change that too. Well, these are the SUI settings, so you can go, like you can see the WOS, so isn't that the online thing or whatever? So this is what it says. It just says this is what we used to make. So you'd say accessory paint job data, this, and then all of this would have been in this file, but now they've separated it. So you can just have the mask, and then this will be the same for every one of these that you put this include in. So it's just saving them a couple of files, really, in the end. But you can still put it all together with the other thing. You can just replace this with all of that if you want to. Excuse me. I'm trying to think of what else I can. I mean, is that somewhat helpful there? It's just these selectors right here. The mask are locked, right? So if you even go to a skin, oof, I felt like I was gonna sneeze there. If you go to a skin that's already in the game that has those as true, change them to false, and then you should be able to see that you can play with those colors. They're gonna look terrible because they're not meant to be RGBA. But you can still see how it looks, and then you can kind of get an idea of what that looks like. But yeah, that's all you have to do. So as long as you make your skin in blank color, so no color, right? So this right here is not okay. So it would have to be nothing. There cannot be anything else but this. So it should look like this, and then the color, and then no, framework here. So it's just going to be the colors on there, and then a transparent background, and that's going to give you your alpha that you need to change. I just do that because I'm getting old and it's hard to see. Okay. Do you know if it's possible to add older style? Well, I mean, if the model is, if the SCS file is locked, then no. You'd have to find a way to unlock it. If it's unlocked, then you can do it. Are they set up as accessories? Don't save. Okay. Where'd Zach go? Did you take a nap? Are we good to go? Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a quick break. I got to grab a drink because my throat's getting pretty dry. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. Okay. Whoops, wrong thing. Where am I going? Okay. Yeah, it's nothing good, really, because I'm on call, so if I get called out in the middle of the night, I can't be having any beers. right, so one thing we kind of didn't cover, though, Zach, I just want to kind of get back on track here. So we're in the chassis up here. So we want to diagnose which part we're going to use for chassis here. So again, we have all three of these selected, so I can press P and I can separate by material. You can find one on, I think, there's an old one on, if you can find the super old Fruhoff pack, there's a refrigeration unit on a 53-footer on that one. Otherwise, it would be, you'd have to contact Smarty and ask him if you could use his, because he's got I think two old ones. All right, so this one here. So here's our chassis, right? So we're going to take this and we're going to drag it into here. Does it come with the template? The template, I believe, should still be in... Standby. It is available in the Facebook group, but I don't think it's the most recent one with the most updated hoods on it, but it will still get the job done. Because everything's in the same place. I didn't put one hood over here and one hood over there. It's all stacked on top of each other. Okay, so we got to make sure that when we're doing this, we have... No problem. We have the things that we need in the right places, right? So if we're going to be serious about making these two separate things... Sweet, sweet. So if we're going to make the chassis and the body separate, then we need to start separating all of this stuff as well. So we're going to start doing that. And I mean, you're going to get things wrong, and that's okay. Like, you'll go back and you'll figure it out. It's not a big deal. Like look at that. I just destroyed that. So you just Control Z until you get back to where you need. That's all. It's annoying, but the worst part is when you go like 20 things deep and then you realize that you made a mistake 30 things ago, then you're really in the business there. You want the dump body to animate and go up. How do you plan on making that happen? And I'm not being a smartass. I'm curious if you think you know how to do it. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, there's an old pack. It had a Fruhoff in it, but it was... I'd be lying if I said I knew what the other trailers were. But there was definitely an older 53-foot Fruhoff with an old model in it. An old refrigeration unit, but I know that Smarty has 2 on his... the one he just put out. Trailmobile, I believe. And Dro might actually have one have the one that I'm thinking of. But I'm not sure. I don't remember. Alright, so I think I have everything selected for the chassis, so I'm going to press P. So we're going to drop that in there. So what does it look like now? All right. So other than the flaps, we're all set with that. So now I'm going to move all these things around to where I need them to go. Now, next, there's a locator here called body. So we're going to press Shift S, cursor to selected. And then we're going to do import converter pics again. And we're going to go to the base again, and we're going to go to, this is a 45 footer. So we're going to go up to body and box 45. Okay. So this is pretty good actually, because these collisions are pretty good. Just have to move them around just a touch. Again, we want to go into our SCS tools and go no wires. Oops, no faces, all wires. There we are. Again, we're in the box here. We want to get rid of any of this stuff we don't need, which is most all of it. Oops. Did I delete the... No, I didn't. Okay. Delete. 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 Alright, so that's the shadow. So you can readjust the shadow to fit instead of having to use this one if you want to. And then, but for now we'll just remove that. We got collisions available on here, and we also have the cargo, which is important because you're going to need that to make this thing fill up with stuff. All right. So now we're going to take the body, put put that under here. Now again, we can change this name, right? So we're gonna say alum for the aluminum box that we're adding. All the black. Now we're gonna have to do some more separating, because some of this stuff is on the bottom and some of it is on the top. So C. I agree. I just have to make the template for it. I haven't finished it. So the rest of that stuff is... Oh, we got this here. You could make that the body too, but that's okay. So I'm gonna P selection. This is gonna get... Minimize that. Move this up there. These are stickers. I usually leave the stickers, I usually separate them as well. No, this is a lift trailer, I believe. Because there's a piston in here. Oh, he didn't model it in this one, but I believe there's a piston in here, if I recall correctly. Okay, man. Have a good day. I imagine you're in Europe somewhere, unless you work overnights. Yeah, it's personal preference there, but that's up to you. And then the logos, like you got one logo up here, so I'd leave that on the body. That's going to go on the body. This is going on the body. And you get your reflectors. Those are going to go on the body as well. So that'll go up there. And you got your east. That's going to go into there. So all you got left is lights and the Genesis stickers and stuff like that. So right now you're ready to export, save for the lights. So the lights you would want to put as a, if you want them to be an accessory, then you need to go to markers right here. I'll show you how to do that real quick. Cursor to selected. So you could go through the whole rigmarole of importing another SCS object again, or you can do it the way that I would do it because it's just lights. Add SCS object root. Now, most of the time, what happens is undo. For some reason, it takes whatever you've selected and moves it into the root, and I don't want it to do that. So I'm going to select the collection, make sure this is set up on the marker, and then we're going to do add root. So now it's its own thing with nothing under it. So we're going to say this is markers 01, for example. Now I can take this, all of my marker lights, and some of these are not even marker lights, some of them are other things, That should go on the chassis. Can hide those. These are more decals. We'll put those in the chassis as well. Hide those. Let's see how we're looking. I think the rest of these are... This is a sticker right here. What is that thing? This is another lamp for the license plate. So P, selection. So what's left on the outside? These Genesis stickers, which are part of the body. So we're going to go like this and then put them in there. Okay. So now all we have are the 3 items that we need to export. So first is the marker lights, second is the chassis, and third is the body. How are we going to do that? Let's find out. Here's your export button. This is on the Output Properties tab. You're going to select your folder. So again, we're in the trailer Zach, trailer owned, EastGen XP. So what are we doing first? Body. Okay. So this is under the EastGen XP. We're going to create a new folder called body. That's the export directory that we're going to use. Press export. So don't worry about all of these necessarily, because I didn't assign textures to every piece. But as long as you assign textures and do everything as I did to everything, then you're not going to get those errors. So now if you go to the chassis, you don't want to go to the same path. We want to change the path. So we go to vehicle, trailer owned, EastGen XP, add a new chassis folder, open that up, select it, and then export it. Again, this is going to give you more errors again because it doesn't, not everything has textures, as shown here. And I didn't make all the UV values, so it's complaining about that. And then markers, we got to go here again. Trailer Zach, vehicle, trailer owned, EastGen XP. Now this one's new, so it's accessory, markers, or marker, I think it's markers. And then you do that. And I didn't put anything on any of those, so there's no textures on that, but that's fine. Again, it's just to show you what it looks like when we do this. Okay, so now we go here, and we go all the way down here, and we go there, and there, and there, and there, and there. Now, we have everything we need from this thing here. We didn't use any of this stuff. There's nothing in there that we need. So we go like that, and we get rid of it. Don't need it. So there's your markers 01 pit pim, your body pit pim pick. This is the collision file, and your chassis pit pim pick. So now you can start writing So you can say Zach in game. Now you need def files. We used the box, so we can go to ATS, go to base, sorry, def, not base. Def vehicle trailer owned. Now I'm going to tell you about 2 ways to do this. The first way is the hard way, and the second way is the hard way. There isn't an easy way. 2 ways you can do this. First way is make the basic folder structure in your mod and then slowly add all of the other folders as you go. Or you can take every single trailer file and then delete the ones you don't need. The second way is usually faster, frankly. So I will go in here to the trailer owned and I will copy. And then all I have to do is go here and create def vehicle and then paste. And then it's going to copy all of this shit in here. Look at this. Like, we don't need any of it because we used the box. Look at that. We just got rid of 1,000 files. Okay. This is going to be called the east.xp. Look at that. We did it. Go into data, change this. East.xp. Require a chassis, sure. Info. The brand is East. The series is XP. The fallback is this color, whatever. Sure. Great. Perfect. Paint job. Well, we don't have any boxes, so we don't need any of that. And we don't need that or that or that. Gone. Bye-bye. Look at this. Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? Oh, look, it's gone. Oh, 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 oh. Look at that, we don't need any of it. Just a single 45 spread. So then we go up to the folders. And we go here, and then there, and then there. And delete that. Chassis. 45 spread. Body. Dry van 45, sure. Great. Don't need a dolly. We don't have anything in there yet. We don't have anything in there yet. Again, all this stuff I'm deleting, we can add later, right? We can just go through the files, we can just put it back in. But right now, we don't need any of it. We don't have any of it. We didn't make any accessories. We don't need it. Markers. We got one type right there. Front body, got nothing. Front, rear, no, we don't need it. We don't have any arrow. Nothing. Gone. Look at that. I just made all of your files right there. It's done. See that? That's everything you need. Then we go back to mods. No, we go back to the def files. Now we need more stuff though, okay? Because that's not everything. We need trailer defs. Well, that's good. You better have this trailer done tonight. Want to hear any complaining about it? I can't keep a straight face. That was funny. Paste. Okay, so trailer defs, right? So this defines the these tell the game what trailers it should look for in the trailer owned part. So there's a billion, you know, it's forever and ever and ever. So we're looking for 40 for yes sir, for SP dry van, okay? And I'm going to show you why we're doing it this way. Okay, so this is like, whoa, sorry, that was terrible. This is the most important. If I can give you one piece of information about ownable trailers that you should take with you, like, for the rest of your life or whatever, you can see it on the screen. This is the most important part right here. This is brand, model, chassis, body. Okay, this is like your car, right? You have a Nissan Frontier black with brown interior. Like, this is how easy this is. People cannot do it. I don't understand. So like East XP paintable or 40 for like a 40-foot frame, and then aluminum? I don't know. I mean, it's whatever you want it to be, but don't name it East XP, because that's not what it is. It's not an East XP with an East frame and an XP box. It makes me like so banana sandwich when I look at this thing and it's just the same name over and again. How do you not know? How what did you do? I don't get it. Anyway, so we're gonna call this the XP East XP. East, or the eats, I guess, sure. XP, we'll say 40. Nah, we'll say paint. Alum. Come on, you gotta start using that on your streams, Jay. Okay. East XP paint alum. So this is the thing we need in the back of our head everywhere we go now. East XP paint alum. It's got 3 axles, I think. You got to measure the volume. I'm not going to do that for you. You got to figure it out. I'm sorry. And what the weight limit is in kilograms. and how long it is. 13 meters, should be 45, so it's probably like 12.5 meters or something. No, it's actually probably 13 meters dead. Anyway, I'm not doing that. You can sort that out, okay? Got it? Okay. So now the game knows that there is an east.xp.paint.aluminum.sii trailer available to select. Okay? So if you make... You can Google this volume stuff. I mean, if you know what trailer is and how big the box is, you can do that. Or you can just look at a dump or like a... What do they have? The chip trailer or whatever. You can find out what the chip trailer's volume is and kind of guesstimate if that's correct. There's no... You'd have to know the inside of the box really to get it exactly right, but I just estimated. It's not... You can increase it to add more cargo, more weight, more cargo, blah blah blah, etc. So now you have East XP Paint Aluminum. So you got to put that in the back of your mind. Trailer owned. Look at that, we got East XP already. See, we're on the right track. Under data, it's the vehicle type is the East XP. See, so we got something right there. We're good. Now, what did we say the chassis was? The chassis was paint, wasn't it? So we're going to do that so we know what we're doing. And then we're going to go up here and we're going to say this is the paint.east.xp chassis. And this is going to be under... What did I say? This is where things start getting like super duper confusing. Because now you have to go back here, because we haven't exported this thing. East Gen XP. So see this is the folder we're going into. So this is where the PMD and the PMC is going to. It's going to East_Gen_XP. And then body and then chassis. So East_XP. Nope. Gen XP. Copy. Paste. We don't have a trailer brace because I didn't do animations for it. We'll use the sounds for sure. For now, you can use the extended shadow on another trailer that's built into the game if you like, just to get it working, and then you can adjust that later. You want to change this to be East.xp. Replace. Okay. Get that. Okay. Change the unlock value so that people don't complain they don't have enough money to get it. Now we don't have a rear bumper and we don't have mud flaps yet. So we can get rid of those defaults. There we go. We've done paint. Now I gotta get back to where I was. All right, what is this thing called? Alum. So this is the alum.east.xp body. Unlock of 1. Again, so this is telling you information right in here of what this is, how big the size is, blah, blah, blah. Variant is going to be default. We did not add a variant to this. Again, we're going to East Gen XP and East Gen XP. And then what did we name it? It's not box, is it? It's alum right here. Alum. Alum. Okay, we got our default variant there. We got to change this again. Replace, replace, replace. Markers. We're going to have markers, and I named them markers 01. But you can make them like default or something. Front body, we don't have a front body. We don't have a rear body. So we're good to go there. Okay. What else do we have to do? Go through here. I like this song. Replace all in open documents. Yes. Save. Oops. Save all. Close. Close. What? What are we working on? I'm showing Zach how to make a trailer and put it in game. Not make it. I take that back. It's not the correct word. So we don't have anything in any of these folders except for this, and we renamed that, didn't we? We called it default. Very important that you name things correctly across the board. It's suitable for a certain type of body. This is going to be the alum body. Yeah, should be good. He's got some videos to watch, plus he's got this. He can watch this back. Also, change the unlock. Markers, we've called them marker 01 or something. And we got to change this path as well. East Gen XP. I think I said markers 01, so let's go over here and see. Markers 01, yep. So these accessories, super important. You have to put a suitable for, otherwise they won't show up. So it has to be suitable for body type. Just make sure you get that in there. And trailer cables. You don't really need this, because these are cables. Yeah, I don't even know why I'm doing this. Never mind. Take it back. Don't need these. These are only for trailer cables that would be between two trailers, like a double. So we have nothing in here but the markers. We already fixed those. Now we need to do configurations. So this is going to be called paint. Trailer configuration, paint. Save. This is called alum. Look at this. Look at this right here. Trailer definition. What do you know? Told you it was going to come back. Paint. Alum. All right, so here's the deal. If this right here, if this file inside the configuration, if this right here does not match this right here, you get no trailer. Okay, it's never going to show up. These have to be the same. This is why I'm telling you, when you get all the way to this part and you get to the trailer body and it says .alum, and then you write this thing out and it says East XP, 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 it's got to match this thing East XP, 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 XP. So this is why I name it model or brand, model, chassis, body. Every time, all the time. It has to be. You can't do anything different because it's going to be so confusing. If you make a new body for this, say you make a chrome one, so you're going to make a new file, right? You're going to make a new file right here, and it's going to say .chrome at the end. And then you're going to go back through every single file and make a new body and make a new thing that says Chrome, and it's going to point to a different body, and then you're going to go back in the configuration and you're going to add it in there. But you still have to put it in the trailer defs. It still has to be here. You can make it all day until you're blue in the face over here, and it's not going to happen. Okay? The other trick to this is the body type, okay? So this says dry van. Obviously it's not a dry van, but if you want to see if it works and you can pick up loads with it, even though it's a dump trailer, you can just leave it the body type as that. Otherwise, there is no ownable dump, which is why I do not have any of mine working right now, because it is completely pointless, because you have to edit the default cargo. And then when I edit the default cargo, and then you edit the default cargo, one of those trailers is going to override each other, and then you're going to come back to me and say, your trailer doesn't work anymore. And then I'll say, do you have another dump trailer? And they'll say, yes. And then I say, you did it. Jay, thank you. Have a good night, buddy. So, again, I would, in the meantime, I would make it a dry van. Otherwise, I would come up with my own body type and make my own cargo based on that body type. That is completely up to you to do, however. You did it. Anyway, that's the short rant about that. So that is all of the defs that are required to make this work in the dry van configuration. Otherwise, you'll have to do it. You'll have to make your own custom cargoes. That's going to be a different video, I think. So that was nearly 2 hours. And this thing, aside from the marker lights, would be in game right now. But it's 1 a.m. and unfortunately I have other things to do now. So, I hope that this gave everybody a little bit more of an understanding of how you can make this work. Of course, it seems super quick when I do it because I've probably done it 50 times at least. So it's not going to be this fast for you. You're going to forget things. You're going to go back and forth. I mean, I probably missed something in there. I guarantee it. Especially when you load it in game and it crashes immediately or whatever. But you just check the log, right? And you say, oh, it says I put the wrong path in for that item or whatever. Those are the things that you have to look out for. It's very sensitive to path. You can't just hope it's going to work if you put the wrong, you know. My big thing originally when I started text work on this is the 1 and the L look exactly the same in any text editing program. So I always thought it was a 1, but it was an L. So I kept screwing up everything because I was putting 1s in instead of L's or whatever. So yeah, so just make sure that you're copying and pasting and you're, you know, just verifying the path on all the things that you're doing. And then you should be golden. No worries, buddy. I'm glad that I helped you. You can always come back and watch it, of course, but I got plenty other videos that cover, especially the baking part. A lot of good tips on the baking part, so don't forget that one if you want to do baking and stuff like that. It's super important stuff in there that's going to save you some time. But yeah. Okay, cool. Nice. All right, guys. Well, thanks for the view, and we will catch you for the next one. See ya.